Hello and welcome to The Root of All Real Estate. I'm your host, Adrien, owner of 3 real estate agencies with 20 plus years of experience generating over 20 million in yearly gross revenue. I'm very happy to have you join us today. Whether you're a seasoned real estate agent, a business owner, a first-time home buyer, or just curious about the latest market trends, we've got something for everyone. Now let's get started.
You're listening to The Root of All Real Estate. My name is Polvsen Adrian, broker here in Montreal. You are a legend. I mean, anybody who doesn't think for 20 years plus and succeeding, to me, you're a legend. Because there's so many hurdles, there's so many obstacles, and you're able to go to different market flows. That to me is respectful. I respect that.
Well, that's nice of you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
and you know, the thing I say to everybody is that you become an expert if you just don't quit. That's something, and you do it long enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the greatest, the most knowledgeable person when you start. You still have to quit on the whatever you're doing, and you will eventually become something.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is going to quit.
Yeah, that's true.
So by default, you're left standing by yourself.
I love that.
If you don't quit, I mean, it sounds easy, but
of course.
So let's talk about you.
Sure.
Why real estate? How did it all become?
Well, real estate for me before I was in fitness.
Okay.
So I was in taking care of people's body, not people's pocket or home. I started taking real estate here and there while I was a personal trainer. And then it started to click on the importance of real estate. I was looking for a career. I was young. I left university. I was wondering what's the thing that I could really put my flag on and build for years and build a legacy, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where you start. So for me, I tried training. I was in financial banking, private banker for a moment.
Okay.
So I was in that conversation about money and investments and this and that. And then I stumbled into a deal on real estate. And that's for myself.
Okay.
So it was an old plex, a 4-plex at Longueuil. I won't say the price.
We can find it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Off market. And we started doing some work and we noticed there was a very interesting return. And I'm like, this is pretty interesting because it was the first industry that I've tried where there was so much creativity
involved in the process. Okay. When you say we, you had a bunch of people?
Yeah, it was me and my wife and a couple partners. So we started taking here and there, and I had people in my surrounding asking me questions. So I became a broker by default. So I didn't even know it was really a job or anything or a business. So by having questions here and there, I'm like, you know what? I should be a broker to support other people.
Well, you had to deal with brokers, I guess, for certain scenarios, certain transactions.
I was better than them, but...
But you know, I like that you say that. A lot of newer, not new to today, but new brokers, when I say, well, why did you become a broker? They said, well, I bought myself a house, or I bought a property to invest, or I sold or what. And through the experience of dealing with a broker, it kind of triggered them to think, well, I could do this, or I could do it better than the experience that I had.
Yeah.
And why not, kind of thing.
Exactly. That's exactly my story. And I started getting my course. And while I was getting my course, it took me 2 years. While I was getting my course, I was building my database, building my network.
So you didn't wait to ask the license to start the process. Well, let's go back time-wise, though. Is this, you said 2 years. I'm trying to do quick math.
So
2021?
2021, I started the course.
Okay.
I ended at 2023, and when I ended the course, my daughter was born the week after. Okay. So I started 2 projects at the same time.
And 2 big projects.
2 big ones.
Your first?
Yeah, my first daughter, Nahara. So everything just came at the same time. So
you weren't sleeping and you were trying to build the business.
Yeah, all at the same time. Yeah. And you know what? Thank God it happened at the same time because quickly my goal shifted. Quickly, I had no choice to perform.
Yeah,
I had no choice to get better and understand and study.
Well, now you have more responsibility. It's funny. When I started 24 years ago, 3, 4, whatever it is, my first son was my ex-wife was pregnant with my first son.
Wow. At the
And
same time?
yeah, as I'm doing the course and I'm starting, and so I understand what you mean by, you know, you're diving into something
Yeah.
and you don't quite know what it is. I mean, you're
Exactly. You have an
imagining,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it adds, I think it helps that
It
you
helps.
have
I
even
like what
more
you're
of a
saying.
reason.
It definitely helped me because from now on it was being effective because you're limited on time,
Yeah.
right? So you have to find the best strategies to maximize your time. You have to be selective on your clients. So it just put me in a situation where I had to think outside the box.
Because you wanted it all, right? You
All
didn't
of it.
want to not be
I want
with
all of it.
your family. You
Yeah,
wanted the thing to work. You wanted to not waste on any aspect of
right.
your, so it pushes you to make better decisions. I agree. I
Absolutely.
agree.
Absolutely. So that's how I started. Now I'm gonna finish my year in December 2024 this year. And I surpassed my goal for the first year. So I'm
And
pretty proud of that.
well, I'm happy to hear that because
Yeah.
it's usually the first year is one of the toughest years.
Yeah.
Well,
It wasn't
toughest year.
easy, obviously. It's not.
I'm sure it's not. It still won't be
Yeah.
probably potentially for the next few. I don't even think it's easy for me.
No, no.
It's just always challenging. But the
Yeah.
first 4 years, 3 to 5, are the ones where I think are the potentially the toughest, and it's also why a lot of brokers will decide to not continue or pursue.
Right.
I want to go back to pressure because I say often, and I could be wrong, but that pressure's good because it's so hard to start a business. It doesn't matter if it's real estate or any business.
Yeah.
That if you have a lot of pressure, it's gonna force you to do a lot of the things you don't want to do
Yeah.
because of the pressure. If you
That's
don't
right.
have pressure and you have too much comfort to fall back upon,
Yeah.
you increase the odds substantially that the day that's going to get a bit tough, or you'll get some resistance. You'll just say, I'm going back to my
Yeah.
my comfortable. That it be financial or just comfortable in doing things. I would have never gotten in front of a camera in a million years if it wasn't for certain type of heavy fear and pressure
Really.
in another aspect of my life. I was the shyest individual
I have
in
a
the
hard
world.
time believing you, Etienne.
I couldn't even order at a restaurant
No way.
without having anxiety.
Etienne Miller.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
So you
Really
can see,
impressive.
and I'm not I mean, no one would think that today, but I'm not I like to be in my own forest and just doing nothing and
Yeah,
listening
in your
to
own
nature.
yeah.
And not talking. But all that to say, pressure is good. Financial pressure is
Yes.
good. Any
Yes.
type of pressure,
Yes.
so that it forces you.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it was
So how do you
mountains
how do you
of
use
pressure.
it? How do you use it in your day to day? Like, do you use it?
Yeah, every day I have mountains and pressure. In fact, when I started, I got my job, I got canceled from my job because I was so involved in learning this thing and focusing on getting my license. So I started slacking on my job. So I lost my job and start real
Another
estate
way
at
of
the same
saying
time.
it, you got fired.
I got fired. Yeah. I got fired and I had a mortgage. I have a mortgage and I have different deals that I'm doing outside of real estate and stuff like this. So I had no choice to deliver. And it's really a blessing when you talk about pressure because me being in pressure doesn't give me time to go in comfort. I don't have a choice to be comfortable. I cannot be comfortable because if I don't, I have a baby, I have a wife, I have mortgages to take care of. And for me, it was a great start to me.
So it's a weird thing. Like most people wouldn't think this way, but I like to commit to things that scare me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Committing to hiring people, as an example, for brokers, oftentimes they say, I'm not going to do that now. I don't have the money.
Yeah.
I don't have the business. But
Yeah.
if you did commit to hiring before you felt
Before.
comfortable and or you had the money and or you had enough business, you would figure out a way to get the business. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
so true.
So you commit first and then you figure, or you will have to figure out. So I sign a lease for an office, or I buy a business or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't have to understand everything.
Nah.
And that's what I'm saying by it's
Yeah.
a weird
It's
psychological
yeah.
trick
Yeah.
that I think is very useful to
Yeah.
become very creative.
Yeah.
Do you know Grant Cardone?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you know who he is, you know what he's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, go check him
Yeah.
out. But the point is, he says, or he does, or used to, I don't know, he empties his bank account
Yeah.
at the end of the year
Yeah.
to not have that comfort. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in other words, he's committing to something.
Yes.
What I mean by empty his bank account, I don't mean just go
Yeah, of
stupid and
course.
buy
Right.
dumb stuff.
He puts all his money somewhere else.
Invests it back into the
Yeah.
business or real estate.
Yeah.
And like I built a studio.
Yeah, yeah.
I do things that no one would think it's a smart thing
Yeah.
to do, because
Yeah.
it's like, well, wait, why would you do that?
Why would you do
just
that? Why
keep
don't you wait then?
Because I want to push myself to
That's
think
right.
creatively,
That's right.
so that I keep growing and developing.
That's exactly what I did too, Etienne. I hired an assistant at the same
Right off the
period.
bat.
Yeah, I hired her. I told her, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I won't be able to do this and that, but I'm gonna focus all in here. I'm gonna find a way to pay you, and you do find ways.
Yeah.
You do find ways, like you said. So I just took all of it together: the baby, being a father, being a broker, people trusting me with their funds, with their family savings. All of it come together. Give me more. Let's do it.
Now I have a tough question for you.
Yeah.
How many times did you think of quitting? Don't lie.
Now I won't. I won't. I actually thought about quitting 5 years ago. So even before
Yeah.
I became a broker, I thought about quitting just real estate itself, because it was not easy. It's not an easy thing.
Projects.
My projects, and it didn't give me a good taste.
No, because there's going to be heavy challenges. But as a broker, you never thought about it?
For now, no,
Wow.
for now,
I'm
because I just started.
No, but still.
But I had no choice. It's like I'm doing this for generations. I chose this. I chose not to quit from the start. Not, it doesn't mean I don't have emotions. It doesn't mean I don't get angry. And I'm not saying it's la la land. What I'm saying is, for me to say I'm thinking about quitting, it's against so many people that, my parents. I came from immigrant parents from a poor country. I have people counting on me. I have other people. If I don't do anything,
Well, there's the pressure again,
there's again the pressure. So it's like the pressure keeps me back, even if a quitting option could be there. But the pressure always brings me back to, hey, listen, this is your why. This is why you need to do this. I need to find more reason to stay than more reason to quit.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally my perspective coming into this brokering journey.
So 1 year-ish into this, what's your
Yeah.
biggest challenge right now?
I'm learning to navigate through different forms of transactions. Obviously, my first year, I'm not there yet.
If you're here, it's because you're taking your career seriously. Etienne Meller will help you get to that next level as long as you're willing to do the work to be able to get there. Now, whether you're a divorced person, whether you're retired, whether you just started out, you might be young, you might not think that you have what it takes to get to the next level, there's something here for everybody. So he'll take the time to show you the ropes, looking at it not as a teacher versus a student, but more as a partnership. And by doing that, you'll be able to get the results that you're looking for. He's always hands-on. He's always willing to do the work and to show you how it's supposed to be done. So it's not an opportunity that will last forever. Take the time, click below, fill out the form. Follow us and find out how we could be instrumental in your success.
I'm learning every day to deal with different type of personalities, different type of
Adapting
clients,
to, yeah.
adapting myself to it, adapting market. The market has shifted very fast. Adapting our marketing strategy to be up to date. So there's a lot of learning, adaptation at the same time. I think we're pretty lucky to start now, because
Yeah.
we're seeing two different merges, two different things, two different
No, yeah,
routes.
the wave is on the up, and it's everything's pointing out to the next few years being pretty good for anybody that touches the real estate industry. When you look forward, if you do that exercise, I'm sure you do, but if you look, I don't know, 4 years down the road,
Yeah.
where are you at? What are you doing? What's your situation?
Um,
Actually, wait, do you
yeah,
do that exercise? Do you
every day.
do you have it written down or something? I don't know.
Every
Like, are
day.
you big into the you track, or I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I visualize every day with my wife.
So what is that thing you see for you?
So the thing that we see is bigger impact and influence. Now it comes with everything else around it, but the core of it is influence. Having influence in the real estate industry, meaning we have a community to serve, we have people around us to serve. We need to influence those people to the right direction. And that was a decision made years ago. So that's always in front of us, always in front of us. So where am I? I'm probably still in Quebec, Montreal. Probably have an office like Miller's Group. Beautiful team, a beautiful team, a team that has great values that reflects what we want to accomplish.
Because you said you have an administrative person.
I do. So I have two people, two administrative, one for marketing
okay.
and one for like paperworks and stuff like this. Yeah.
And for growing this team, are you considering adding brokers, agents? Like what's the
collaboration? I would say most likely. More collaboration, probably going in different markets, things like this. We have a few things that instructing to us, such as development, things like this. So, yeah.
So speaking of marketing, you said you hired or you have someone that's helping or taking care of their responsibility. What kind of marketing? And share what you want, but I mean, what's the strategy here? You're using social a lot. You're not. You're going more digital than traditional. You're mixing the two. What's your thought on that?
So I'm very big on social marketing. That's where all my money goes. That's where my time goes. I have a small studio. I have people just for content.
Okay.
I focus on webinar as well, which means adding value.
Okay. So we do
webinars every month.
So you have, can we expand on this?
Sure, absolutely.
So,
sure.
Sorry, what kind of activities you do? Sponsored content stuff to bring more visibility to your brand, to promote or entice people to go to the webinar, and then these are like first-time buyer kind of thing, investment.
So yeah, we have different subjects. So our goal in our marketing is to attract different type of clientele. So based on those subjects, they attract certain clientele. So we'll have, let's say the last webinar was regarding duplexes. So we have a lot of first home buyers that are moving into duplex to get involved in different things.
So the advantages of moving
exactly
into
the advantages, the market of duplex, the things to take care of, the things to be conscious about, what's the market offering on those specific product for real estate.
So now I'm going technical. Everybody's going to be like, I'm doing this to learn too. Like, so when you do these ads or when you do these or plan these webinars, so you do sponsored stuff on Meta, let's say, you then pick a date. How far is that date? Like, so you do it like on a regular, like month to month, week to week, like
month to month.
So you run an ad for a month.
I don't run any ads.
No ads. All organic.
This is all organic and referral in our own database. So
also through direct marketing.
Yeah, direct marketing. So we're putting things, we're sharing through other people. Other people are sharing. We haven't run any ads on them, and we're growing our database easily every seminar.
So what happens if you plan a webinar, in a month from now, let's say, and you only have 15 people that register? And then when I say only, 15 is pretty damn good.
It's great. I mean, it's better than door knocking 50 people that are not even interested. Right?
So you do a webinar. Yeah. They register. You use StreamYard, something like that.
Yeah.
They can watch it on demand.
Yeah.
But so you do it. You do the webinar, right?
So I do the live webinar with a mortgage broker, which is my wife. We work a lot together.
Okay.
It could be another partner regarding real estate. Always focus on real estate.
Depending on the topic.
Depending, right? So we do the webinars live. People have to register. They have to put their phone number, their emails, their name, and they have to tell us what are their interests in real estate, when are they planning their next
you have all of that on the registration form?
On the registration
form. To do the webinar.
Before getting access to the webinar, you have to fill that form. So after the webinar, I could know what are your interests, where you are, and I could focus on that client and nurture them based on their interests.
Okay. So again, I'm going very technical here,
Sure,
but
sure.
I think it's important to share that and help
Absolutely.
understand for those that watch, because I do a ton of those things. And
Yeah.
when you get 5 people to actually show up to the live version of the webinar,
Yeah.
which is even fantastic if you
Yeah.
do, then what? Then you address the whatever.
Then I talk about the subject.
Then what's your follow-up strategy?
And 24 to 48 hours.
By the way, I appreciate that you're sharing all of this, because
Yeah.
a lot of people wouldn't want to share it.
Right.
So again, I'm hoping people are watching this, brokers or anybody in
Yeah.
business, and writing notes and saying, okay,
I need to try this. Yeah.
and
yeah.
you should. So
And you should. Obviously,
so
you
you
should.
follow up how with those 5?
So after the webinar, we give us 24 hours to 48 hours to follow up, call each of these registrations.
Yes.
Hey, you like the webinar? What did you like? How can we serve your needs? Is there anybody around you
Okay.
that's ready to go?
So now those 5s, you call them back 24-ish hours later.
Yeah.
You're hitting 3 get voicemail, 1, 2 maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're gonna. What's the follow?
My conversion rate. How many follow-ups? Almost every week or so.
So you keep banging the.
They're receiving emails
like-
every week. That's for sure. We're reaching out to them in a weekly basis. I'm converting 2 transactions per webinar. That's without referrals.
Okay, 2 per webinar. What's the registration numbers look like on average?
I'm around 2015.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So
And then on the live part?
on the live.
Oh, live.
On the live.
So
Yeah.
how many on the just registering for the webinar?
So we could have, let's say, 50 registration, and we'll have 25 people show up.
That's amazing, man. Are you hearing?
It's a
that?
good rate. But the catch is, those 50 people, they gave me their number and their current situation.
I know, but that's high.
So that means I could call these people. I could tell you, next year, here's how much clients I'm going to work with next
Potentially.
year. Potentially, yeah.
Let me ask you another question, because maybe we missed that one.
Yeah.
What's the database number, in the sense that to get people to register, you're hitting how many? What's the database size wise?
That for so far, how much we accumulated in terms of
When you send out the email or
Yeah.
the whatever you're doing to
Yeah.
get people to register. Let's go back to the example of the duplex.
Yeah.
So we're planning the webinar in a month from now.
Yeah.
The topic will be good or bad to invest in a
Duplex.
yeah,
Yeah.
or whatever, something like that. What's the database? What's the size of the database we're hitting to advertise or to talk about the webinar in 30 days?
So when you mean the size of database
Yeah.
is how much reach that you're
Yeah, how many
getting.
people in the database?
So we have about 150 into the database.
150?
150 inside our database, but in our social media, we have, when we post a video or
Yeah.
anything regarding
So the 150 will be direct marketing
Direct.
methodology.
but in social media, I have about 5,000 people that know that I'm doing a webinar. They've seen the video.
Okay.
We have probably 2 or 3 new followers from that video. And then, so
But I gotta say, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but in my experience, these
Yeah.
numbers you're pulling are impressive.
without ads.
That is impressive. That's
Really?
great job.
Well,
Great
I'm
job.
thinking it's not enough, but
No, I mean, you want to always grow.
yeah.
But to get that kind of engagement,
Well,
I mean,
Thank you.
unless I'm doing something completely wrong, like, but that's good.
thank you. I
Keep
could
that
show
up.
you. Yeah, the numbers are good. And
Any automation in there to do the follow-ups and all? Or you're all manual?
the emails is
everything. Like,
is very automated, the email. But we like to talk with people. I need to talk to you to know what's up. Where are you at? Sometimes it's through social media, and sometimes what we do, we just send out a video instead of calling, because now we see people respond easier through like short videos. So I'll just
So
say,
you'll
hey, hi
send them,
Sandra, how
yeah.
you doing? Thank you for coming.
through social or
Through
even,
social media, text, social media. People are responding to
'cause it's
those.
personalized.
Yeah, it's more personalized. People want to feel that, not that robotic type of generated
Not
email.
mass blast.
Yeah, exactly. So people are responding to that, and we have people that refer us from those webinars, and they're not buying or selling.
Right.
They're just referring.
But they
us
don't
to
have
those
to
people.
necessarily need the need immediately when they
Yeah.
do. So they think, oh, I know Johnny,
Oh,
my
I
buddy.
heard,
Or,
yeah, they're like, I went to this webinar, I learned this. You should call Polvsen. He's gonna tell you about this. Or I heard that subject. You should call these. So it builds the brand, it brings business, and it's just it hits so many angles.
then you must use the content, extract the webinar, chop it into small little pieces of something that you can then repost.
That's a great idea. I didn't think about that. I didn't.
Well,
think
why not? I
about,
mean, you've got, how long is your webinar usually typically?
an hour.
So you can chop
Less than an
into
hour.
like I'm sure you're talking about but not just you, but whoever's your guest has.
Yeah,
So it's your free content.
yeah. I'll think about that. Yeah, yeah.
So you could
it's
do
a great
one a
idea.
week if you can get that database up,
We thought about doing it once a week.
but you need a bigger database.
Yeah, definitely.
So now we have to work on the database.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that you can do through the paid stuff.
yeah. With the paid ads,
Yeah.
definitely it's gonna. So we wanted to try it for the first year and see what's up, and then we're like, you know what? We're gonna try this more.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I could talk about this for.
That's your sauce. That's your sauce. Yeah.
The system, the process system.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, and the
That's-
other part, besides social media, I do like to meet people from here and there. I don't door knock. I don't cold call.
You don't need to.
Yeah, I don't do that. They told me to call 1,000 people a month. I do it differently. So my interactions are different. I take coffee with potential clients. Not everybody, right? I sit down with people that know other people, and so far it brings a good
And you
return
come to
on my
these
time.
types of things.
Yeah.
And you,
Yeah,
you
it's good.
understand the reach and getting more reach.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you, man.
I want to also meet. You said your wife is a
Yes,
mortgage
she's a
broker?
mortgage broker. We went in all together, and we do a great team.
Well, I'd love to meet
Collaborate.
her and
Absolutely.
pick her brain on certain things and
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about all of those challenges.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have my mortgage license. I have
Really?
yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that's something I want to develop, all of that.
Okay,
on
nice.
The financial side of things, private lending and all that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll tell her about it. She's,
we'll be in
you're gonna love that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
All right. Pleasure.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.